If you're new to Brawl Stars and just joining, or play casually and want to climb ladder, then this beginner's guide of tips and tricks may be helpful for you. Hey everyone, I'm Chili Gong, thanks for stopping by. I thought of making this video because the current guides for beginners of Brawl Stars that are out on YouTube right now have great tips, but are a little bit outdated, so I wanted to create an updated one. Several of my friends recently joined Brawl Stars, so I made a mini account to join and play with them. I personally think the first, second, the sixth, and the last tip are pretty useful. Enjoy the video.
Let's begin with our first tip, practicing and knowing when to use auto-aim and how and when to use manual aiming. Auto-aim happens when you tap the red button on the right side of your screen. When you tap and use auto-aim, your shot will lock onto and fire towards the closest object or target. Manual aiming is when you use the right-sided red button and drag it in the direction which you want to aim. Once releasing it, shooting in that direction. Manual aiming is a really important skill in order to hit moving targets. Most people think that manual aiming is mainly for long-range brawlers, but it also applies to melee brawlers as well. For example, people often start off using auto-aim on Shelly, but once in matches against players who are moving constantly around, it can actually be quite easy to miss your shot, as auto-aim will shoot in the direction of where a target was at the time you've pressed the button, and not necessarily to your target's new location. Auto-aim is very useful in close-range situations when you can unload your shots really quickly and do a lot of burst damage right into someone's face. On the other hand, when manual aiming, this can help direct your shots. For example, to aim at opponents who are trying to juke you out, or aiming at a certain obstacle like a wall to destroy it, or directing your shots to places like bushes, which brings me to tip number 2. This is a really important tip. Check bushes to avoid being ambushed. No pun intended. When opponents hide in bushes, you cannot see them, and vice versa. If you are in a bush, opponents cannot see you, unless you enter a close range to each other. If you are unsure of where an enemy is, and there are bushes around, the best is to just check the bush, to make sure there is no one in wait to ambush you. Too often do I see someone walk directly into a bush, going la-di-da-di-da, into a waiting bull or waiting Shelly, who will then super them in the face, because they didn't check a bush, and they didn't realize that anyone was there. It's good to check bushes thoroughly, even single ones. Over time when playing the game, you will begin to realize when someone may or may not be hiding in a bush, and sometimes you can actually skip checking a bush as it does consume ammo to check. However, when you are just starting out, it's good practice and it's usually better to just check. Tip number 3. Use bushes to your advantage. Bushes can be used to hide, and while hiding, heal or reload. They can be used to dodge or juke and confuse enemies. As mentioned before in checking bushes, you can also use bushes yourself to snipe or ambush people. Knowing what to do in bushes also helps understand when to check bushes as well. It's important to have a good balance and knowledge of when to use bushes, as it's also important to not stay in bushes too long. Sometimes, enemies just don't come to you, and you do need to leave the bush. I have had team wipes before where people wait in bushes for their perfectly planned muhahaha ambush, when all the action is actually just happening on the complete opposite side of the map. Then, they realize too late after their teammate dies, come out of the bush, only to be destroyed themselves in a 3v1 encounter. Tip number 4. Avoid stacking up. It's not always the best to stay stuck together, although this can be hard to coordinate when you're playing in solo queue, as you can't message or tell your teammates to move aside. However, try to avoid bunching up, because it's easier to have your team wiped out when you're together, and you don't have as much map coverage and presence when you're all bunched up. Sometimes stacking up may work for certain combos, like Poco Double Tank, but this is more situational. Usually, it can just end in a team wipe, like so. Tip number 5. Know when somebody has their super attack charged. When someone has their super ready, they will actually have a blue circle around them, which will then turn yellow when they are ready to use it. Be careful and watch out when this happens. Another really important tip is this one. Tip number 6, play every brawler that you can. By playing all the different brawlers, you eventually come to learn their mechanics, their damage, their range, how their supers work, and eventually how their gadgets and their star powers work as well. Not only will you become more proficient in playing different brawlers, when you face a brawler that you own, you will then be able to better understand how to counter them, having played them yourself. Understandably, it can take a while to unlock every brawler, and you won't own all of them, so just do the best that you can. Also, you will eventually develop brawlers that you have an affinity for and that you enjoy playing, so obviously you'll tend to play those more. But too often, I have seen certain players in higher level trophy ranges in solo queue, in which that brawler they are using at the higher level trophy range is the only brawler that they ever play, and it shows. If you'd like me to do short tutorials on all the different brawlers in terms of some tips and tricks to play them, let me know in the comments below. Tip number 7. Play according to the map and to the mode. This is actually a moving target, as every time there's an update and balance changes, the brawlers that are best for certain maps and certain modes will constantly change. Check out tier lists made by other YouTubers like Kairos Time, who update their tier lists every so often with who is technically the best to play at a certain time. Usually those lists are compiled by a lot of expert and pro players or others who just really love the game. I'll leave a link in the description below to one of the latest tier lists that are out there. An example to illustrate this tip is Piper in Brawl Ball. Typically, Piper is not considered the best brawler for a Brawl Ball because of her really slow reload speed. However, on a map like Backyard Bowl, which is a very open map, Piper actually thrives because she is able to gun down her enemies as well as break crucial walls with her super. Tip number 8. Complete your daily quests. Complete quests, get rewards, and profit. You'll be able to unlock more brawlers and more points to help level your brawlers up. Tip number 9. Try and get one brawler to level 10 as soon as you can. Once you have one brawler at level 10, you will be able to participate in Power Play. Power Play is a more competitive mode in Brawl Stars and goes through 2-week rotations. Winning in Power Play does not reward you with any trophies, but at the end of the 2 weeks, it does reward you with star points. Star points can be used in the Brawl Stars shop in order to get free skins, as well as the occasional offer such as a big box or a mega box, which again will allow you to unlock more brawlers or level up your own. Tip number 10. Play with friends or club members. Now, if you don't have friends or club members to play with, you can try using the Play Again feature if you've found a bunch of randoms that you enjoy playing with, or you can use the Look for Team feature, which will help you find teammates for a certain mode that you are wanting to play. You can also use Discord or Reddit servers to find others to play with. I myself have tried all of these methods when my friends have not wanted to play with me. I have also met some new friends through streaming. Shameless plug-in, I do Twitch streams at 9 p.m. on Sundays EST every week, and it has been a blast getting to meet some new people. Tip number 11. Learn from loss. It's guaranteed that you will lose some games, and sometimes there will just be some players who are better than you. For sure, I am not the best player that is out there. However, when you've been bested by someone, you can definitely learn from them. Once a brawler reaches 400 trophies, then you will be able to watch replays of your matches. Watching replays is a great way to see what kind of things that you could do to improve on, or techniques that the other opponents have used that you could learn from. Tip number 12. Don't give up. I always say a match is not over until it's over. Oftentimes, I have been part of games such as Gem Grab, where the enemy team has already reached 10 gems, or in a game of Brawl Ball, where the enemy team scores once, and then a teammate of mine gives up. They just stop playing and they punch a corner in the wall. First, this isn't great sportsmanship, and second, by giving up, you lose all opportunity of winning. Sometimes, even though the enemy team may be way far ahead, or may have scored a goal on you, or may already be at 10 gems, it doesn't mean that you can't make a comeback. That's how some of those exciting games really happen. It's when your team doesn't give up and continues to push forward, and then sometimes, with either luck or with skill, you're able to make that comeback and it makes it all the more satisfying to win. At least you still give yourself that chance. By giving up entirely, your chance of winning is pretty much zero. If you know you're being completely dominated by the opponent, try and learn from them for the rest of the duration of the match, or maybe try out some new techniques or things that you wanted to do. But you'll never know unless you try. Bonus tip! If you are really joining just for the first time, if you sign up with Supercell ID, you'll be given a free brawler, Barley, with one of his skins.
And those are my tips for new players in Brawl Stars. I hope that you found some of them useful. I had a lot of fun making this video, so please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe if you want to have more videos like this. Leave a comment in the section below if you'd like me to make some more tutorials. Most of all, have fun playing Brawl Stars and hope to see you in game. Bye!